laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has a name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing. Or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim, I gotta smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing. Or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jim always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue and let you stop rubbing. Or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing. Or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping.
Welcome back to Kate and Jimbo, the perfect match, whatever you want to call us. We are back. It is Wednesday, the 19th of February. It's cold, but we're here. We're still alive. Another day, and it is the Premier League prediction show today, purely because this is the last show of the week for me, because I'm driving down to spend Amelia's birthday with her. She's 20 on Saturday, so yes, having a few days with my girl. But I'm joined today by Jimbo and Mr. Chang. Jimbo, how are you doing?
Excellent, thank you. Good luck to Villa tonight.
Yeah, big game for Villa tonight. Big game for City tonight as well. Mr. Chang, how about you? How are you doing?
I've had a very tough week, but nonetheless, I'm still very buoyant and very, upbeat from that win over United on Sunday. Which, although I did miss the entire game live, I still am glad that we got the win and cannot wait to get this show underway.
Yeah. Oh, look, Don has Sam straight away taken exception to you wishing Villa good luck, being that he is.
Well, Don, it's not. I've got nothing against Liverpool. I want Liverpool to win the league, if you want to know the truth. But my best mate where I live is a massive Villa fan, so I've got to kind of get behind them for him. So, but I want Liverpool to win the league.
I want Liverpool to win tonight. I'm sorry, Frankie, I can't have Arsenal win the league. So come on, Liverpool.
My friendship's more important than football. Sorry.
Well, I love Frankie, but if I didn't cheer on Villa, if I cheer on Villa, he'd know that I'm not the bitch that he thinks I am. So I've got to be that bitch and cheer on Liverpool. So sorry, Frankie. But let's have a look who's in the chat. We've got Shemtan saying, "Afternoon, Princess Kate," said Jimbo. Hope you're both well. Hope your mum's all right, Shem. Good to see you. We've got James, the Villa fan, in saying, afternoon, all big up the perfect match. Big up to you. Paige is here. Good afternoon. Afternoon, Angus. He's in the building. Big up, Steve RFC. Excuse me. James is saying big up, Chang. Big up, Kate and Jim, says Paul Rowland. King Jimbo in the building, says Don Hassan. Jimbo the King. There's definitely some favouritism going on here, Hassan. Happy birthday to Amelia. Thank you, Paige. Hello to the youngest looking old man, Mr. Chimichanga Chang. Good win versus United, or just need to go on and run and climb up the table. Yes, and yes. Let's go Paul and Real tonight. Look, I don't think Man City I don't think they've ever beaten Real Madrid in a Champions League match. Correct me if I'm wrong. At the Bernabeu. Is it the Bernabeu? Yeah, at the Bernabeu.
But things are there to be broken, Kate.
I know, but I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening tonight. Angus is begging already for Villa to do Arsenal a favour. Can't wait for tonight. I think Villa are going to have a good game.
See, Angus has spoken. Now I'm swaying back to Liverpool.
Miss Chang, don't remind me, just said hello. Get a big up, Kate Jimbo. Chang says, get that stinky fraud. I'll take her out of my club. Big up to you, Aaron Lawrence. Good to see you. Arsenal is second, Jimbo. Go on, Kate. See? Hassan, I got your back.
Look, I know. I'm mixed because my friendships with my mates are very important to me.
Friendship doesn't come into football, Jimbo. It's all about football. It doesn't come into it.
If Frankie had to pick Villa or me, he would pick me.
Yeah, and I'd pick Frankie over Tottenham. But when it comes to the football pitch, come on, Liverpool.
Sorry, Frankie. Come on, Liverpool. All right,
hey. That's exactly right. And talking of Sam, I'm actually on Judge Mo's show later at 5 o'clock, which I'm looking forward to. Liverpool will win the league, says Steve. Big up, El Dante. Good, thank you. Hope you're well. Drew Lala is in the house. Hope you are well. Paige, you want Liverpool to win the league? Yes, I do. I really do. I've got 2-2 Madrid and City. Ooh, I think Madrid are going to batter City tonight. I think 4-1, something like that myself. But we'll see. That's Madrid. Good Lord. Rashford goal tonight. Maybe. He looked bright. He did look bright. Chelsea went there and beat them, so City should really. Not going to happen. Paige, so you want Liverpool to tie you with the most leagues then. Who was Spurs' best player? I'm going to say Jed Spence. Jimbo, who do you think was our best player on Sunday?
I'm going to give it to Vicario and Jed Spence, both of them. I thought they were both outstanding.
Good call. I was thinking Vicario. What about you, Chang?
Who? Oh, Chang.
Oh, yeah. I was also thinking somewhere along the lines of Vicario and Jed Spence, although I did feel that Kevin Denso did hold the line himself. With some great tackles and blocks, but the overwhelming favorite would be Spence. But my second best shout out would be for Vicario, because what a welcome return it was for him, as I mentioned on our noon show on Monday, and another clean sheet for him. And that goes a long way to restoring some confidence for our beleaguered defense. But it would be a toss up between Spence and Vicario for me, Miss Kate.
I mean, you got to give Vicario a massive shout, because it's his first game back for 3 months, and he played well. He played so well.
Someone said to me in backstage before the top 6, "Is that Vicario?" Oh, it was Tom Little. He went, "Is that Vicario behind you?" I went, "Yes." Why? He went, "Just wondering, because you've had so many good players. Why would you choose to have Vicario?" I said, "Well, first of all, we've got a million pictures signed by old players and new, and this one is a new one. And I did have Hazard there, as everyone knows. And every time I went on the top 6, people were winding me up that it was Eden Hazard. So Vicario has taken his place. And I think he will be a great player for us as well.
Hazard's here.
And Hazard's down there with Jimbo. Surf says Spencer's man of the match. Afternoon to you, Martin Knightsbridge. Hope you're well, my lovely. I will get a members show in probably next week, because I know you've been waiting. So my apologies. Big up to you, Luton Dan. Hope you're well.
Dan, the bingo man.
What does this mean? Ahmad MVP. Oh, Ahmad is injured, right? I don't know. What does that mean?
If it means Ahmad Diallo is injured. Ahmad Diallo.
Yeah, I don't really know what that means. So let me know. I'm probably being blonde. Watching the United Spurs game was like watching 2 drunks fight in a sack. Yeah, it wasn't great, but you know what?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Toss up between Sensational and Vic for me too. James says, shows how poor Ange is, a manager not playing Jed Spence at the start of the season, easily the rest right back in your club. Yeah, but you know what? Conte was the same. And I do think there is some truth in the fact that there may have been a bit of an attitude problem, because it's been widely reported. And maybe he's actually got himself sorted out. I don't know. But either way, I'm just glad that he's in the squad. He's in the Europa League squad now, and he's turning out to be a player. So many teams are saying how good he is, and so many Spurs YouTubers are saying now, wow, I've got mud on my face because he's turned it round and basically put a middle finger up to all the people that doubted him. But big up nearsighted. Joey Barton's in the house, says City to win tonight, Liverpool to win tonight. Giving Vicario man of the match shows how bad we were against the worst United sides in a generation, but a win's a win. Yeah, no one cares how you win as long as you win. And it doesn't show anything other than the 3 points. So who cares? Jed by Country Mile been our best player for weeks. Yeah. By the way, if you don't know, Lucas Paqueta out injured for the game versus Arsenal on Saturday with an ankle injury. I didn't know that. But yes, Arsenal at home to West Ham at the weekend. Not saying your team are crap, Angus, but just don't want Arsenal to win the Prem. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they will, but the thought of it makes me feel physically sick. Vicario looks like he never left, picked up from where he left off against City. Yeah, very, very good. I thought he was. Vic was good. Danso good. Big up Spurs GCTV. Graham's here. Not seen you for a little while. Hope you're well. I know you're busy with work. Danso could be the player. A lot of fans think Romero is. And Chang, there's been a lot of talk that this guy has been brought in to replace Romero because he's going to be going in the summer. I mean, I don't know what you think.
The first thought that came to me, and this might rub some Spurs fans the wrong way, but when I first saw him, he reminded me a bit of Rudiger, although Rudiger is no longer with Chelsea, so we're going to have to, just speak in terms of him as a Madrid player, and I'm sure we will be seeing him later tonight. But yeah, Kevin Danso reminds me so much of a Antonio Rudiger when he was in London with Chelsea, and although it still is early days, but hopefully that clean sheet for him will go a long way to helping him cement his place in that starting 11, the same way Jet Spence did. And honestly, right now there is no certainty that either one of Van der Ven and Romero are going to reclaim their place if and when they get fit again, because we've seen that happen with Udogie. Although you could say that maybe it was more down to match fitness, which is why Udogie didn't even start, and neither did he come off the bench on Sunday. But yeah, if Kevin Danso is the real deal, then I'm all for it, because the defensive signings haven't been that great for us of late. You just have to look at the Federico Fazios, the Davinson Sanchez's, just to name a few, over the past couple of years for us, and how they turn out. So fingers crossed, Kevin Danso will not only be a valuable asset, but possibly even a starter for us, assuming Romero is on his way out.
Yeah. We will say, Jim, before I come to you, Francis is here, an Arsenal fan, saying big up with a super chat. Thank you very much. And look at your lovely dog. I'm trying to work out if that's a sausage dog. I think it is, but it's beautiful, whatever it is. But big up and thank you.
No, it looks like a Labrador.
Well, it does, but when you go closer, mind you, I think I need new glasses, so it probably does look like a Labrador. But yes, either way, it's a lovely dog, and thank you for the support. Another gooner here, James Bond, is in the house. Good to see you. Yes, that's what you meant. Amad Diallo was going to tear us up against Porro, and instead we didn't have to worry. Exactly. Big up Daniel Sandoval and Spurs GCTV. Graham has been a member for 12 months. Smash the likes and subs to this great channel. Thank you so much for your support. And wow, where's those 12 months gone? It's unbelievable. MVP most valuable player. Oh, do you know what I was thinking? All I kept thinking of was
the darts.
RVP. No, I kept thinking of Robin Van Persie, and that's what I'm thinking it out of my head. Jim, there's rumours, as well as Romero rumoured to possibly be going in the summer. There's a lot of talk that Liverpool are looking to make a big bid for Mickey Van der Ven.
Look, Kate, there's always going to be rumours. There's rumours that we're going to get bought out, right? There's rumours that Romero's going. There's rumours they want to buy Van der Ven. It's just rumours, until things kick in and these offers get made, then it don't really function with me. All this talk about the club being bought out, and it's just pie in the sky until you start really see it happening. But look, Romero going, I don't think so. I don't think he'll go. I think he'll end up signing a new contract. And I said to you when we got Tell and Dancer, I thought Dancer was going to be the one that people are talking about, not Tell. And people are talking about him. But look, I'm still hoping that Tell's going to kick in and become a really good player for us. But he just looks a beast, Dancer. I
He
mean,
does.
some of the clips I watched of him, I thought he looked fantastic. He's got, for a big guy, he's got a big recovery speed as well. So I'm really pleased with him, you know, and I don't think Romero will go. I think he'll sign a new contract.
I think the thing is with Danso is he looks like an old-fashioned centre back. He's strong, he's big. I think he's what we've been lacking, and I really hope that this first initial couple of games is what we've got to look forward to because, it looks good. Big up
I thought
Paul
him and
G.
Davis look good together. Look, everybody's saying about the game against Man United, instead of focusing on the negatives, focus on the positives. They fought their backsides off to keep them out, you know. And when they lost the ball, there was 2 or 3 of them hunting it down to get it back. I thought they did a really good job. You know, Man United are on a bad spell, but they wasn't that bad on Sunday. They had some big misses, right? They had some chances that they missed. But they were pushing forward, and you know they wanted it. You could see that, and I thought we did well to hold out for the 1-0. You got to remember that Man United have beat some big teams this season, so they can kick in. So let's focus on the positives that we beat Man United 1-0, and we've beaten 3 times this season.
I mean, look, Steve RFC said you want the season to finish. No, not until I know what's happening with the Europa League. All the while we're in it, I want the season to carry on because we've still got a chance. It might only be a small chance, but there's a chance, and there's players coming back, and you know you've got to keep the faith a little bit. Otherwise, we might as well not bother watching.
We've got as good a chance as anybody.
We have. I think Man United are 9-2 favourites, so it's 4.5-1, and we're 5-1. So it's not a lot in it. But DJ Sav CFC Blues, new name, says, "Hi Kate, I'm not a Spurs fan, just here to support your channel." Well, you're welcome. We have anyone in here from anywhere, as long as you're respectful.
Yes.
Then we do love the bants. What's happening with your club's takeover? Look, I don't know. Paul O'Keefe, who is a recognised in the know, has said it's utter nonsense. I don't know. There's nothing on Sky Sports News about it, who I think are quite a trusted source, who would tend to report any news like that. I mean, Chang, do you think there's any truth in it? Or do you think maybe it's all because the protests were arranged, and this does tend to happen when there's protests? What's your thoughts?
I mean, there is no smoke without fire, and there has to be something going on in the back. Maybe it's just the Qatari, what do you call this, front, just trying to test the waters with an initial bid, or maybe just an inquiry, if nothing more. But if there is solid interest, then I sure hope that this gets followed up. But other than that, until we hear something concrete come up from maybe the the establishment, or even the established news outlets for that matter, whether it's the BBC, Sky, ESPN, any of these news outlets, if they have anything to report on it, then maybe there is some truth in it. But otherwise, until anything is finalized, until anything is signed and sealed, I wouldn't put too much faith into it. All I can just say is we should just be careful what we wish for. There's no certainty, there is no guarantee that things would be better for us after ENIC sell-up. And we just only need to look at Newcastle and their new owners to see where is taken them. But other than that, I will just wait and see if anything comes out of it. Hopefully, we won't have to wait too long, because then it will just be rinse and repeat with the current establishment and the current owners. But this is something to look forward to if it does happen. But otherwise, I'm not going to hold my breath for it, Miss Kate.
The funny thing was, Jimbo and I read a report that said that this Qatari consortium, whoever it is, on this
Conglomerate.
yeah, who, funnily enough, one of the guy that's rumoured to be buying it did post on his Twitter Spurs and an egg timer. So that obviously added fuel to this fire. But it was rumoured that if he does buy him, he's going to keep Daniel Levy on as chairman, which I think is absolutely hilarious if that does happen. But of course, it's all speculation. We shall wait and see. Joey Barton is echoing exactly what I said to Jimbo yesterday. We've beaten United 3 times in a row. What's the odds they beat us in the Europa League final? I said exactly the same thing to Jim yesterday. That would be typically Spurs, wouldn't it? Just our luck. But let's hope not. If you get drawn against a Lazio, Bilbao, Frankfurt or Rangers, they beat you. Okay, Angus, you keep telling yourself that. Big up, Chelsea boy. Hope you are well. Not seen you for a while.
I like it. That Angus has got a crystal ball.
I know, amazing. You think he would know that Arsenal tend to bottle it every year, but he still thinks they're going to win the league at the start of every year. Big up, Corey. Good to see you. I did know that you was at the protests, so yeah, good to see you. Big up, Billy. Big Pants says, I can't see Levy walking away from a cash cow. Well, it's not walking away. It's if he gets the money he wants for it. It's saying lovely jubbly and retiring on a yacht somewhere, which sounds pretty darn nice to me. I'm not being political, but can I never really buy a Jewish club? Maybe football's changed. Look, I think it has changed because Jimbo worked for the Saudi Arabian royal family for 25 years, Jimbo. What did you say to me?
Oh yeah, my old boss used to do work with business with Jewish people all the time, and he was friends with some of them. So yeah, they can.
Yeah. I think it's a bit of a fallacy. Business is business, no matter who. If they want something, they won't care who they're buying it from.
You got to look in the business world, right? The Jewish community are huge, and I think that if you're a business person, then it's just something that happens. The Jewish community are a very shrewd business community, so you have to work with them at certain times. It's just a fact, and history's history, but they're not bad people. It doesn't make them bad people. It makes it there's been bad situations.
Angus is saying that there's a protest at the Emirates on Saturday over the ownership, which I didn't know. What have Arsenal bottled this season? You've bottled a couple of leads, the cups, and I'm sure the Champions League is next. So stay tuned for the bottling. I'm all for unbottling the bottling when it happens. We're doing a protest against them next week. Chelsea, there's a lot of fans unhappy with their ownership. I mean, Chelsea, I think they're always going to think of Abramovich, and I don't think you'll ever get that again. But I understand it because particularly for the young Chelsea fans, they've never known anything different. But I think you're going to be in the start of a very, very long project to get yourselves back up there. Especially considering they keep buying young players with no experience at all. But we'll see. I'm not getting into politics or anything. Money is the same colour no matter where you're from, what you believe in, and whatever colour you are. Businessmen don't care about. Yeah, that's exactly right, Shem, sorry. And you've got to remember, this is not any disrespect to anyone. A lot of the biggest businesses in the world are owned by Jewish people. So
yeah, of course they are.
If certain
they're one of the shrewdest. They're one of the shrewdest business people on the planet, Kate, and that's just a fact. And it's just, I mean, I used to do a lot of buying and selling jewellery, and nearly, I would say 90% of the people I dealt with were Jewish, and they're shrewd, they're clever people when it comes to a pound note.
And I'm half Jewish, and I'm shrewd.
I said my governor did business with quite a few Jewish people, and he got on well with them. We had dinner with them, and so yeah, they will work with them.
Kate, you're shameless. Yeah, you're shameless. You're in the bottom half, and yet you still want to come for my club. You're shameless, honestly. I will come for your club. I was asked what you've bottled, and I told you you've bottled some leads that could have got you closer to Liverpool, and you've bottled the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, and I'm presuming you'll bottle the Champions League as well. You can say what you want about my club because I know where we are, but you clearly, Arsenal fans tend to not. Vindaloo usually does, but if Qataris buy Tottenham, prepare for a power shift, Arsenal, yes. Drewley, you can clearly see I'm working a lot. Hopefully my boss won't see. Kate, Tottenham are the king of bottlers. Didn't say they weren't. I did not say they weren't. Big up, Philly. Good to see you. How are you? Big up the lovely Kate, Jimbo, and the panel and the chat. Good to see you. You've come just in time because we're just about to start our Premier League predictions for this weekend's games. Yeah, and Spurs probably will. So, you know, it doesn't matter if you're second, 10th, 12th. If you don't win nothing, you're in the same boat.
Well, what are Arsenal left in?
The Premier League and the Champions League. So, there we go. But the first game of the weekend, again, is a Friday night game, and it's Leicester versus Brentford. I haven't had Nick's predictions. I asked him twice. He's slacking. If you don't get them in before today, they won't count because I'm not taking my stuff down to London. So, you know, if you're listening, Nick, you better get your finger out your bum and get your predictions over. But Jimbo, Leicester Brentford, first game of the weekend. What do you fancy for this one?
They did well, didn't they, Leicester against Arsenal, and then just threw it at the end. I'm going to go Brentford 2-1.
Brentford 2-1 for Jimbo.
Yeah.
What about you, Mr. Chang?
I think I'm going to follow Mr. Boxall here. I'm going to say Leicester City 1 and Brentford 2 as well. And before we get into Everton and United, Miss Kate, just want to check with you. Did we send in our predictions for tonight's Villa versus Liverpool game?
No, we did not. And I'm going to add that on the end because
Okay.
I didn't actually realise that we hadn't done it. I thought we'd done it on last week's, but we haven't. So we will predict that after this one, actually.
Good. Just checking.
Yeah, you're right. I have written it, but I forgot it's tonight. Big up Cassandro. Philly says, that's a given, Kate. It's only a matter of time for a big European club put Arsenal and Arteta out of their misery. 2-1 Brentford. I've gone 2-2 for this one. I think Leicester might be able to squeeze out a draw. 3-0 Brentford. Wow. 1-1, says Cassandro. They have no chance in the Champions League and the league for that matter. Leicester 2, Brentford 4. Well, 2-0 Brentford. What was you going to say, Jimbo?
Well, they're in it, so they're in both of them. So you can't say they haven't got a chance. I don't think they'll win either one, but why they're in it, they've got a chance.
Jimbo, perhaps Baldy can go and buy and sell jewellery. DJ Sav says, if your takeover happens, are the Spurs fans happy to stay with Big Ange, or do the new owners go for a new manager? I said to Jim, if the takeover happens, Poch will be manager within a year. I don't know what, Chang, what do you think? If it happens, let's say it happens and we're starting next season with a brand new ownership, do you think they stay with Ange or get somebody else?
For the sake of stability, I think they will stay with Big Ange, but I mean, we don't even know who the new owners are. Assuming the new owners are ambitious and they have the cash to splash, then yes, my mortgage and my bottom dollar is on them getting a tried and proven manager to finally end our trophy drought. But until that happens, I mean, it's a lot of speculation. But I mean, Big Ange still has the Europa League to salvage something from this season, and maybe the final third of the season remaining. He could very well end on a high now that the players are returning, but we'll just have to wait and see. But currently, as things stands, yeah, any top conglomerate or corporation that takes over and they are serious in winning, they will definitely spend big money on getting a proven manager to win trophies for us.
Big up to our good friend and legend Danny Kiriakou, who says, hey darlings, just got a call with a clinic, hopefully. If you guys are still on in 30 minutes or so, I'll jump on. If we're still on, I shall jump the link over. I never know how long that show's going to go on. So But Surf's
It's going to go on more than half hour.
Yeah, Surf's Oz. There's Poch is never coming back, and I would say to that, I'd have any bet you want. Poch will be back, but he will come back sooner if Levy's not here, in my eyes. So we'll see. But I'd take him back. Everyone knows. Everyone tells me I need to get over it, but I can't. I love this man, and people will say I'm stupid, and that's all right because I probably am. But I do love Poch. If Liverpool drop points tonight, then City at the weekend, it could get close if Arsenal don't drop points. And with no striker, I can't see it, but football's a funny old game. Yeah, this is what can't afford for Liverpool not to beat Villa tonight. It cannot happen. Destiny 5, I would disagree with that, as Jimbo's seen firsthand. But
You got to think in the banking world, right? How many Jews are in the banking world? And Muslims have to deal with banks. That's the first thing. But I've been at meetings with my old boss when he's had meetings with Jews and done business with them. So yeah, it does happen.
Of course it does. And he'll go to United if he gets sacked. I don't think that'll happen. We'll see. Luton Down, we can't drop any points now to the end of the season. 100% Poch will be home soon. Yes, Destiny 5. We're flying that flag together. We will be flying it forever. Agreed, Kate. I'd love him back, but he's not coming back while Levy's here. Yeah, I think there's truth in that. And I don't know if I'd want him back because Levy would probably just let him down again. But look, let's wait and see. Colchester United, that's Angie's level, and that's being nice. Oh, we don't want any of that. That's a bit harsh. Why would anyone who's left or been fired from Spurs want to come back to deal with Levy? That's like stepping on a nail when your foot's getting better. I need to step on it again. Yeah, look, I hear you completely. Amarin is out soon. Again, I don't agree with that. I think they're going to stick with him because otherwise they're just going to keep going round in circles. But we'll see. But, oh no, I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do tonight's game next, which is Aston Villa are at home to Liverpool. In tonight's game. Chang, what's your thoughts on this one? Aston Villa? Where is that? Aston Villa. Where is it? Yeah, what's your thoughts on this game tonight?
I think Villa are going to give it their all, despite having Chelsea over the weekend, which I think they would stand more of a chance getting points against Chelsea rather than Liverpool. I would like to say it's going to end up in a draw, but I think Liverpool have too much to not try and hold on to their lead at the top, which is why I'm going to go for an away win. This is my second 1-2 away win after the Leicester and Brentford result. It's going to be Aston Villa 1, Liverpool 2.
Jimbo, what about you? I'm just trying to find out if Ollie Watkins is back for tonight. I'm not sure if he's back. So I'm just seeing if there's any news. But what's it? Is Ollie Watkins playing?
I don't think he'll be ready, Kate.
Marcus Rashford looks like he's going to play. It doesn't say.
What did you say, Chang? What score did you say?
This is my second 1-2 away win after the Leicester and Brentford predictions that we did. So it's going to be Villa 1, Liverpool 2 for me.
It says here, Leon Bailey, Matty Cash and Ezri Konsa are all in contention to face Liverpool, but Kamara has been ruled out. Unai Emery addressed the media ahead of tonight's game and revealed the trio will all face late fitness tests. Pau Torres, Ross Barkley and Onana are on the sidelines. I think Ollie Watkins is back. Jimbo, because it's not saying that he's out.
Yeah, but he's still not going to be. He's not going to be match fit, is he? But
and he might not start. I think he might be on the bench.
It doesn't make a difference to my prediction.
Okay, what are you predicting?
3-1 to Liverpool.
Okay, 3-1. I'm going to agree with Chang here, and I'm going to go a tight 2-1 Liverpool win. But yeah, it'd be an interesting. It should be a really good game. It's a shame there's two brilliant games on at the same time. It's very annoying. Destiny says after Spurs fans sang Poch's name, he's already said he'd be back. 2-1 Villa. Yeah, a bit of hopium there, Angus. 2-1 Villa, says Dan. Liverpool 2-1. Liverpool 2-1. Tough game for Liverpool. Yeah, it's not easy. 2-1 to Liverpool. Rashford will be itching to score. Villa are very average. They have fallen a bit off a cliff. But yeah, Watkins is back. And Destiny says no Watkins. So one of you's right. I don't know which one, but I think he is back. Big up Angus, leave off the Disney. Not everything ends with a fairy tale ending. Sometimes reality has to hit home. After 5 years, Arteta has perfected the art of bottling. Paul Rowland says Wolves gave them a good game second half. Let me dream. If Villa are average, what does that make us? Poor. Salah to get 2 goals. 3-0 Liverpool, 1-1. It's going to be a great game, I think. 3-1 Liverpool, says Drew. I agree with you, Jimbo. Then we'll go back
I don't understand why everybody has to bring Tottenham into it, you know.
Because we're in everyone's head bent free.
We haven't been great because of circumstances behind the scenes, but players are starting to come back. We showed good fight on Sunday to beat Man United. You know, a few weeks ago, I couldn't see us. I was wondering where the next win was coming from. You know, I said that on here. I can't see where the next win's coming from, but they put up a good fight and, you know, ground out a 1-0 win. So let's get behind them instead of putting them down.
Exactly that. Let's get behind the boys. Next game of the weekend is Everton-Manchester United. Now, this is a funny game because Everton have hit a bit of form and they're at home. And Man United looked, oh my God, they looked so bad against us. I can't even cope with how bad they looked. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 Everton win with this one. I'm not even giving Man United a goal. I think they're going to get smacked. Jimbo, what do you fancy? Sorry, Paige, by the way.
I think what I've seen of Everton since Moyes has gone back now, I think they look good.
They do.
I think they look a lot more solid, a lot more organised. And I'm going to go for a 2-1 Everton win.
Oh, Ollie Watkins is back. Sorry, I don't know why I didn't think he was. Tottenham will finish 8th.
Do you know what, Billy? Do you know what, Billy? I think that's a good shout. I think that's a really good shout. I think we'll end up around about there. I
said 7th at the start of the season, so I haven't been far away. Villa have been good in cups and a strong 6th finish. 3-1 Everton, says Wayne Bonner. Good to see you. Am I sorry? No, not really. Sorry, Paige, but I'm not sorry. Chang, for you, Everton, Man United. How do you see that one going?
I think this might end up a draw. As much as David Moyes would like to get one over his former club, that pretty much resigned him to managing outside of Britain for a good long while after his, what do you call this? The last time he managed in Britain. But as much as I will want to see Everton win as well, so that we can pull away from United, I think United just might score 1 goal if they're lucky. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, they failed to score against us, but they did have their chances. And if it wasn't for Jet Spence and Vicario keeping them at bay, they could very well have scored that Garnacho chance, especially that went bagging.
They were wasteful as well. So
yeah, they were wasteful. Which brings me to think that maybe they would have learned their lesson from Sunday, and maybe are trying to make up amends come Saturday. Yeah, come Saturday. But they are playing away, so that is going to be a stickler for them. I'm going to go for my first 1-0 draw for match week 26. It's going to finish Everton 1, United 1.
Okay. Jim, did you say 3-1 Everton?
No, 2-1.
2-1. Look, it's going to be a tough game. But Everton have been looking good, but you do never know what Man United are going to turn up. There is a chance that they could come and bash them. So I just can't see them scoring. They looked so, I don't know, out of sorts, let's say. But then we've got the London derby, Jimbo. Arsenal, who we don't like, versus West Ham, who we don't like, but we like a little bit more than Arsenal, I think. How do you see this one going?
3-1 Arsenal.
Oh, Jimbo.
Well, I always give what I would do. What I think is going to be the score, and I think Arsenal are miles too good for them.
Right, Jim's on the naughty step for the rest of the day. I feel sick that he's even said that. Once the old Jim that I knew would never have said that. What's happened to you, Jim? You're the problem.
Well, I always say the truth, what I think, Kate, and I think Arsenal are too good for
them. Mr. Chang, what's your thoughts on this one, Arsenal West Ham?
I am sticking to my principles, and I am not going to back down anytime soon. I said on multiple occasions, ever since we did this prediction show, I will never, ever, ever predict a Woolwich win, which is why I'm going to go with that scoreline that serves Australia, serves AU. Yep, that's the one. It's going to be 1-1, and this would be my second 1-1 draw for match week 26.
I am agreeing with DJ Sav, and I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
They stuck 5 against City. You don't think they can't stick 3 against West Ham?
Yeah, but they've got no striker, don't forget. I know they've got Marino, but he can't always bail them out. They haven't got a striker. They haven't got one.
I still think they're too good for them.
But look, we'll see. Mine's full of hopium, so I'm going for 2-2. Same as Drew. I can't give them a win, so I'll go for the draw. I don't see West Ham beating them, but I just can't predict them to win. I can't. Then Chang, we've got another informed team in Bournemouth playing against Wolves. How do you see this one going?
I thought Wolves were sort of unlucky to have lost by 2-1 to Liverpool. Granted, Liverpool is not the best place to go to try and even park the bus for a draw. But credit to Wolves, they were still able to get a goal. But I think, Bournemouth might be a bit too much for them. And I am going to go for Luton Dan's prediction here. This is going to be my first 2-1 home win for match week 26. It's going to finish Bournemouth 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1.
Ooh, tough game to call this one. What about you, Jimbo? I mean, Cunha, he was so good against Liverpool, and they can clearly score goals, but
it's no good having just one player. It's no good having one player who's just really good, Kate.
You're right.
They're not a frightening team, are they? They waste so many chances every game. I'm going to go 3-1 Bournemouth.
Jimbo, 3-1 Bournemouth. This is such a difficult game to call. I literally don't know what to do. I'm going to go 3-2 and be different because I think it'll be tight, but I do think Bournemouth will hang on. West Ham beat Arsenal last time they played at the Emirates. That's it, Daniel. Coming in with the stats. I love it.
Daniel, do you want to know the truth? I don't like either one of them. So to me, it's like a non-entity game. But I've got to give a prediction. But I think Arsenal are much better than West Ham.
Yeah. Then we've got 3-2 to West Ham, 2-1 to Wolves, says Wayne. Drula says Wolves are winning this 1-2. DJ Sav says, don't want to say this because Bournemouth are above my club, but to be honest, Bournemouth to win 2-1. They do look very good this year. Marino is a better striker than Richarlison. Because he scored like 2 goals? A bit early to have that conversation. And Angus says Marino is a better striker than Richarlison. Bloody hell, there's a parrot in here. There's a parrot somewhere.
There's an echo. There's an echo in the chat.
Who's a pretty boy there? But there we go. Next up, another London derby. We've got Fulham versus Crystal Palace, Chang. This is a difficult game as well to call, in my opinion.
I'm leaning towards the home team. I think Craven Cottage is on the up right now. And I can see Fulham getting a win against Palace. This is going to be my second consecutive 2-1 home win. It's going to finish Fulham 2, Crystal Palace 1.
Yep, I am going to go for a 2-2 here. Don't know why. It just come into my head right that second. So 2-2 I'm going for. Jimbo, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going for the Desmond as well.
Ah, maybe that's why it came in my head, because you were thinking of it and you.
Yeah, I was thinking 2-2.
Paige is going 1-1. Luke and Dan's going 1-1. Angus going 2-0 Fulham. 4-3 Fulham, says Wayne. What game that'll be? Fulham 2-1, says Surfs. DJ Sav says Fulham 2-1. And Drilla says 2-2. Mr. Buckfast and Angus are trying to get us to bite, so I'm just going to ignore them because that's how I roll on my channel. I can do as I please.
Well, I mean, this guy that's this guy, what's his name? The one who scored the 2 goals?
Mikel Marino.
You can't put him up against Richarlison. Richarlison's been playing in the Premier League for a long time, so don't start comparing them yet. You know, he's got to do it.
Trust me, we're not defenders of Richarlison here. We know that he's not great, but you still can't put them up against one another. It's madness. You've got to do it fairly. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm going to skip Spurs for a minute because we'll go back to them and talk about them in a minute. So I will go on to Southampton versus Brighton, which again, I think is a South Coast derby because they're both in the south and they're both on the coast. So to me, that says it's a South Coast derby, Chang. But what do you think of this one?
This is also a tough one to call. I think Southampton, to be honest, I think Southampton are all but relegated by now. Despite there being another 12 games left, another 1/3 of the season left to go, but I think Southampton have pretty much sealed their fate. Having said that, I think they still will want to go out fighting, despite it being Brighton. But seeing how Brighton beat Chelsea so emphatically by 3-0, and they could have scored a lot more if they themselves weren't wasteful. This is going to be my third 1-2 away win for match week 26. It's going to finish Southampton 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 2.
I am going to go for a Southampton 1, Brighton 3. Jimbo, what about you? We've got a 2-1 away. We've got a 3-1 away. What are you going for, Jimbo?
I'm going to go 4-0 Brighton.
Ooh, wow.
Wow. So you're giving Southampton absolutely no chance at all.
Every time I think they're going to do well, right, they don't do well. So I'm not. I've looked at them a few games where I thought, you know what, they might nick a few points here and there, but they never do. So I've got to go with what I think, and I think Brighton are smash them.
Corey Boy has gone one better and gone 5-0 Brighton. Matoma to score another worldie.
Who's his picture? Uncle Albert?
No, it's Ange Postecoglou dressed up like Father Christmas, but I can't read what it said.
I thought it was Uncle Albert.
I don't think he's meant to be dressed up as Father Christmas, but he looks like Father Christmas. The fact that Marino has played 10 minutes as a striker and already better up front than the whole Tottenham squad combined is hilarious. It's hilarious because it's cobblers. That's why. But we have Paige has hit the nail on the head comparing Marino to Richarlison. Only Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans have to compare their players to everyone. As soon as you mention Phil Foden, every Arsenal fan will come out and say that Saka's better because they're so insecure. They need verification about their players constantly. And Luton Dan says Arsenal fans have been wanting Marino out, yet now it's different. I don't get it. Don't try and understand Arsenal fans. We'll be here all day long. Oh, it says I always win something in my 25th season, mate. Okay. Then we have next Aston Villa again versus Chelsea. Another tricky game. Jim, how do you see this one going? Chelsea are in a bit of a downward spiral at the minute.
I'm going to go with a draw, Kate. I'm going to go with a 2-2.
Jimbo, 2-2. Mr. Chang?
Tough one to call this. This is a tough one to call between Villa and Chelsea. I think this all actually depends on how well Villa do tonight. So this one might be a bit difficult to call, but for the time being, I am going to be sticking with my 2-1 home win for Villa. This is going to be my third 2-1 home win for match week 26. It's going to finish Aston Villa 2 and Chelsea 1.
I have gone for, being that Chelsea failed to even hit a shot on target at the weekend, I'm going for Villa 3-0 against Chelsea. And if it happens, I will laugh, I will laugh, I will laugh, and I will be giving it large to Don from the Football Terrace, who thinks that his squad, the Chelsea squad, is better than both Liverpool's and Arsenal's. So, yeah, he will be getting it if that comes true. Another...
say that, okay?
He said it on Monday. I was there. He said Liverpool's and Chelsea's squad is better than Liverpool and Arsenal's squads. He said it. I mean, for me, that's madness. But you know, you can't reason with some people.
Each to their own. He's a Chelsea fan. He's entitled to stick up for his club.
Of course he is. Of course he is. And that's why he's called Delusional. But another difficult game, in my opinion, Chang, Newcastle against Forest. How on earth are we going to predict this one?
Well, I think Newcastle have only themselves to blame for the past couple of results that didn't go their way. Not only did it not go their way, they completely failed to, they completely just fell apart in most of those defeats. But Forest themselves aren't. Let's put it this way: Forest didn't really capitalize on their 7-0 trouncing of Bournemouth. Was it Bournemouth? I think so. They beat someone by 7-0. It's either Bournemouth or Brentford, one of those teams.
I'm going to look back because I remember that, and I can't remember who they beat that.
I just remember it was a 7-0 and what a win it was for Forest, but they since have not been able to follow that up. But
Brighton. It was actually Brighton.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Brighton. I remember it's one of those B teams. I was thinking maybe it's a Bournemouth, it's a Brentford. Oh, it's Brighton. Okay. So this game, I think this should be my fourth. This is my fourth and final 2-1 home win prediction for match week 26. It's going to finish Newcastle 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Same as Angus.
Yeah, same as Angus. I am actually going for Newcastle 4, Forest 2. I'm going for a 6-goal thriller for this one. Jimbo, Isak versus Chris Wood. Newcastle. No, not Chris Wood.
3-1.
What's Nottingham Forest striker's name?
Wood.
Chris Wood. It's Chris Wood. The
Is
one
it?
who's been scoring so freely.
And Chris Wood used to play for Newcastle, right?
Yeah.
He did, didn't he? Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I got confused. So we shall see. But Isak, wow, and Chris Wood, wow, battle of the strikers. That's why I'm going for 6 goals. But Jim, what do you fancy?
3-1 to Newcastle.
Okay. I do think there'd be lots of goals. And then, who's that? Bob Everett, the trophy dodger. Big up to you. Saying Barcodes 1, Forest 2. Hope you're well. Not seen you for a little while. And then before we go on to the Spurs game, there's the small matter of Manchester City versus Liverpool, which by all accounts we hope will be a cracker, but never normally ends up that way. Jimbo, how do you see this one going? Oh, I've got hiccups.
God, this is a hard one, isn't it? Bloody hell.
It is such a hard game because you don't know what City's going to turn up, and you don't know what. Well, you know what Liverpool you're going to get. They're playing brilliant, but City are a bit of an.
I'm going to go 2-2, Kate. I've got to sit on the fence and get splinters in my bum.
2-2. I don't think that's a bad shout, to be fair. Chang, how do you feel? Got a lot of people with different views. Some saying City to win, some saying Liverpool, and some going for the draw. So we've got all sorts here. What do you fancy?
I am going to side with Mr. Boxall here, thinking that this will be a draw, maybe just not as high scoring as a 2-2. This would be my third and final 1-1 draw for match week 26. It's going to finish Manchester City 1, Liverpool 1.
That's exactly what I'm going to go for, Chang. 1-1. I've toyed with. I can't pick because if I think about City winning, I think no, they won't beat Liverpool, and then I think well Liverpool, but then I don't see them beating City, so I'm going to have to go with you and go for a 1-1 draw. It's too hard to call, which is great news for Arsenal, obviously, because it means Liverpool will drop 2 points. But I don't know. I expect I'm going to watch it with. Well, Amelia won't watch it, but I will be watching it down there, hopefully without a hangover. But we shall see what happens with that one. Should be a good game. And then, obviously, one of the most important games of the weekend at 3:00 on Saturday, we've got Ipswich versus Tottenham. This is not an easy game either. As we know, we lost to Ipswich when they came to our ground because Jimbo and I were there. And it wasn't pleasant. So, Jim, are we going to get revenge on Ipswich at their place?
Yes, yeah, we are. We were shocking that day, Kate. I just can't believe how bad we were.
We really
there wasn't
were.
no one on the pitch that you could turn around and say was any good. So yeah, we will beat them. I'm going to go with Angus, but the other way round, 3-0 to Spurs.
Angus, you're trying to get banned from my channel here. 3-0 Ipswich, do me a favour, please.
He can say what he likes, but see the thing with Angus, I've noticed, right, and Matt, is they're entitled to their predictions. You can't ban them for predicting. But the thing is with them that they say what they want the score to be, not what they
hope
really
you.
think.
Wow, Luton Dan's gone for a 2-1 Ipswich win.
Dan, and no cards for you on Monopoly.
What I would say with Ipswich is they're a completely different animal to Man United. They tuck in, they're tight, they're well drilled, and they all play for one another. So it is going to be a tough game. But Chang, how do you see this one going?
I hope we get our third consecutive league win in as many matches, and I really do hope we do get the win for Big Ange's sake. But keeping a clean sheet there, I think would be the first obstacle. If we can keep a clean sheet, then we should be able to avoid defeat, assuming we can even score at all. Which is why I'm going to go for my fourth. This will be my fourth and final 2-1 away win for match week 26. It's going to finish Ipswich 1 and Spurs 2. And just to give a little more context to this prediction of mine, there was something that I wanted to say on Monday after the United win, in which I was about to point out that day that rather than losing by the odd goal margin, as we so often do, I would honestly rather see us play boring, tepid football, but grind out a result, get a win, however difficult it may be. And what I saw, the substitutions, especially in the second half against United, the taking off of Madison and Bergvall for players like Sarr and Bissouma, that actually tells me that maybe Big Ange is learning his lesson. He's not going to try and outplay the opposition, especially if we still have quite a number of games to go. And I just do hope that this also remains the case come Saturday. But just like the United game, I think that this game has to be won in the first half. I really do hope we get a goal or two by halftime, and we just hold on for the win, which is why I'm leaning towards us winning by 2-1.
Thing is, Kate, when we watched them against Ipswich, right, we were so bad. We didn't deserve to win that game. But
No.
they won't be like that. They won't be like that this time. And Luton Dan, they showed some fight on Sunday. That's for sure. You know, if they show that type of fight, and then they'll be all right.
Jim, what score do you reckon I've predicted for this one?
2-1 Spurs.
No. I've done Ipswich 2, Tottenham 3. Come on, you Spurs. Best. Come on, I'm buzzing. We've had 2 wins in a row. I'm going all out. I'm nearly with you, Joey Barton, but I'm giving us the lead. I'm giving 3-2. And yeah. What's this? Just out of interest, what happened to the traitorous Spurs fan? Did he survive? Yes, he did survive. But Yeah, he's still not a Spurs fan anymore. But each their own. But yeah, I think I don't know if anyone else is due back. Anyone know if anyone's due back?
I haven't seen yet.
Do you have any clue?
The only one that I'm thinking could be back in contention, but might not be ready to start is Romero, because the internationals are just around the corner. So that's usually when he gets fit, just in time for international duty. But otherwise, it's just status quo. But even if we do get him back, there's no certainty that he will start or even come off the bench, much like Udogi on Sunday. So yeah, I think it's pretty much status quo. But other than that, I think we should be lucky not to not to get any more niggles and injuries. Hopefully, the knocks to Sonny, Bentancur, and I think it was Madison or Bergvall. One of them also took knocks on Sunday against United. Hopefully, that wouldn't hold them back. But yeah, I really do hope that we have a proper team to call upon. And yes, it will be nice for a change to actually have seniors to call upon from the bench, much like Sunday, compared to having youngsters all the while.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out if there's anyone back, but you're right. We'll guarantee Romero's near enough on his way back because the international break's not far away. I think this is so true, Jimbo. I think we've shown. I think against United, if we have Solanke, we win that comfortably that game.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's chipped in with goals, isn't he? And his work rate, winning the ball back, holding the ball up, we've missed it massively, So yeah, we have missed him. There's a few players we've missed, but they're slowly coming back. He's going to be back in a week or two, isn't he? And we should have a strong end to the season,
Yeah, it says that Udogi obviously is back. Johnson's back. Madders is back. I'm just seeing if anyone else. It says one of Pedro Porro or Jed Spence could potentially drop out the team. Well, I hope it's Porro. Give him a rest. You can't drop Jed at the minute with the form he's in. And I think it'd be good to see Sonny get a rest as well in that game. I don't know what you guys think. Chang, do you think maybe give Sonny a rest, perhaps start Mikey Moore or someone like that?
That all depends really on whom, or rather should I say that actually depends heavily on where Kulusevski is going to be deployed, assuming that he even starts on Saturday against Ipswich. If Kulusevski is still going to be playing as a forward, then we could possibly see Mikey Moore or even Odebeer, assuming Odebeer is fully fit to even start, because he looked he looked very fresh when he came on for Sonny towards the end of the United game. But I'm actually thinking, and this could just be me and my wishful thinking. Now that we have Odebeer back and we have also managed to get Tell from Bayern a few weeks ago, I really do hope that these two under 21 Frenchmen will be able to sort of form a combination up top for us for the final third of this season, and which is why I'm hoping that it's going to be Tell and Odebeer who are going to be starting up front, maybe alongside Johnson if he's fully fit, or possibly even Kulusevski. But yeah, if possible, please do give Son rest, because he really does need it, much as Kulu has been, our best player this season. I really do hope that Sonny gets back to his best, because we will need that European experience from Sonny once the knockout stages of the Europa League kick off. So yeah, I really do hope that Sonny gets some rest. And like I said, I would really, really, really like to see Odebeer and Tell start the French partnership, the French connection. I'm going to call it a French connection for us up front, and hopefully that's what we get come Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, big up AJ. Just got to say, big up AJ. Ain't see you for ages. Forgot what you bloody well look like, but good to see you, sir. Joey says drop Son for the game and then off a cliff, a bit like his form. Poor Sonny. What I will say is, I think Kulu was our player in the first half of the season. And so far, Jed is looking like he's going to be our player for the second half of the season. But it's good that Odegaard's back. But Jim, would you give Sonny a rest for this game?
It wouldn't hurt, would it, to put him on the bench? If he will or not, I don't know. But I don't think it'd hurt to put him on the bench. And you're right, Ben, and start Odegaard. But you never know with Ange, do you? And you never know with Sonny. He could kick in and score a hat trick. You know, I thought he looked better on Sunday than he has been. But
I thought
you know what
he
he
got
can
quite
do.
a lot
So, sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, I think he got quite a lot of sticks, Sonny, for the weekend. I didn't think he was that bad in the first half. I thought he'd done better than recent times.
Yeah, he was better, yeah.
He could have had a few assists, to be honest, if those slide rule, crosses have been were tucked away. Especially there was one I remember for Tel, but that was easily saved by Onana. And then there was another similar pass to Kulusevski in the second half, but unfortunately that also was very central and easy for Onana to save. But otherwise, I thought Sonny was decent. He wasn't exactly rubbish, but neither was he great, but he was decent. And if those chances which I spoke of, if they were tucked away, then he would have got an assist to his name.
Yeah. Sonny was rubbish. I don't think he was. Honestly, I don't.
No,
I
he
don't
wasn't
think he was
first
great.
half. I think he did well first half.
Joey says the same. Odegaard did more than Son. Look, all right, maybe I didn't see it, but I thought he was better than he has been. But people see different things. Sonny was decent first half, but seemed to tire as the match went on. That's how I saw it.
Yeah, I agree with Lee. Morning, Lee, and I agree with Lee.
Maybe we're not as harsh as others, but yeah, I do agree with this.
I think because look, Sonny for me, right? He's just a legend of the club, right? And he's played really bad for a while now, and I think the people see more into it when he has a half decent game. He still seems to get stick, and I thought he was putting himself about in the first half and getting involved. He got some crosses in. I thought he was better. I'm not saying he was great, but he was better than he has been. But I think it's just a lot of people have got a downer on Sonny at the minute, so they keep it going. You know.
Yeah, I agree. That was noisy. Happy clapping Dorset's. AJ says the big problem we've had is that with the amount of injuries we've had, we haven't had a chance to drop or rest players that desperately need it. Yeah, I completely agree. Benny says, I've no real opinion on Sonny's first half, but his performances this season have been well below par. Yeah, I think everyone.
Yeah, that's a fair enough statement because it's a true statement. But he was much better in the first half than he has been. That's what
Mr.
I'll say.
Buckfast, this is a Tottenham channel, but we allow anyone to come on. But when you're winding everyone up constantly without being respectful to the fact that it's a Tottenham channel, I am going to time you out and put you on the naughty step for a few minutes. And that's just how it is. I'm probably old enough to be your mum. So, just take it.
There's no need for all that shit, is there?
We all know the history
of
the
club. We have a bit of banter, but it's like, what?
Yeah, it's like turn it in. You don't have to go on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
Joey says he's a legend, but so's Glenn Hoddle, and you wouldn't play him now. Mind you, he's probably still better than some of our midfielders.
I'm not saying play him all the time, Joey. I think that he needs to go on the bench and come on the second half. When he was out of form before and we did that, he played really well when he was coming on. So I think that's what needs to be done with him. Maybe just put him on the bench and bring him on in some second halves, like in 60, 70 minutes or so. But you can't just write Sonny off just like that because he's having a bad season.
Who's a bigger legend, Son or Kane?
For me, it's Kane, right? But you've got to give Sonny a lot of credit because he's stuck with us and he could have gone elsewhere. Liverpool were interested in him. So for me, he's a legend as well. But Kane's just different, and he's the top goal scorer for the club. He's the second top goal scorer in the Premier League. He's for me, it's Kane, but Sonny's not far behind.
What about you, Chang?
I am going to. Okay, there are only two ways to go about this currently. as things stand, Kane edges it because of everything that I think everything that Mr. Boxer said has been bang on about Kane. But if, and this is a big if somehow Sonny does lift a trophy with us as club captain before he retires or before he's moved on, then I think he would edge out Kane in this regard. So currently, it's going to be Kane who edges Sonny. But if Sonny does lift a trophy for us as club captain, then Sonny would be the one that edges out Kane. But just about. That's how the way I see it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I agree with Jim. I think he's the biggest top goal scorer, and yeah, for me, it's Kane. And people always throw into the mix. Well, he hasn't won anything with Spurs, but if he was playing for an Arsenal or a Man City or a Liverpool, he would have won things. I really believe that. So for me, it's Kane. I think Sonny will always be a legend. I'd love to see him lift the Europa League, but Kane is just another level at what he did for this club. But Kane and Son together, what a partnership that was! Just absolutely phenomenal.
It's it's probably the best partnership in the Premier League. Kane.
Yeah, I think they've got the best stats, haven't they? Yeah, ever.
Yeah. They are hands down the best partnership duo, and the stats back that up. I think they are top for goals and assists for a duo.
Ben says Kane's a bigger legend. Son's incredibly loyal and a legend in his own right, but Kane's an elite level player. Son has never been elite level, but used to have an elite level finish. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Angus, oh my God, why do you have to argue all the time? How are they not the best? They are.
Who's not the best?
Kane and Son, they are. You've only got to look at every stat. It's a fact. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. Oh my God. Arsenal fans are driving me up the bloody water. I've actually got a headache. Not all of you, but one or two. I got a good fact, Mr. Buckfast, an underpass Spurs team. Maddison, even though I don't rate, is second for midfielders, and Odegaard has not stepped up in seasons. Mr. Buckfast is repeating what Dan said, I think. But look, my head's gone tight. And you know what that means?
Why?
Because Gooners just drive me mad with their facts and figures and then talking absolute nonsense with it. Son is a lot taller than I thought. I tell you what, when I watched him at the stadium, he was a lot quicker than I thought. So many people talk about him losing a yard of pace, and I thought he looked really quick when we went and saw him against Everton, when we smashed Everton 5-0, I think it was. Katie just argues for the sake of it because he never wants to admit anything about Tottenham that's true. Look, I'll sit here and I'll say that there's fantastic Arsenal players. Saka's a fantastic player. Saliba, Gabriel. But at the same time, you can't just all sit there and just say that Tottenham are crap and there's nothing good about this team. Otherwise, you're just an idiot. I'm sorry, but it's a fact. You've got to try and be a little bit impartial at times. And apparently, Sonny has an above side. In the Premier League, they have the highest goals and assists. You can't argue with it. Exactly. You can't argue with facts. I would actually I might sell my boobs for to have an informed Harry Kane back. I'm just saying. I don't know if Jim would agree, but
what's that?
I'd said I'd sell my boobs for a Harry Kane in prime Harry Kane to come back.
You're not selling your boobs to no one. They're mine.
What has Kane done for Bayern? I can't.
Well, what has Kane done for Bayern? Well, I think Bayern are going to win the league this season. But anyway, let's move on. I mean, I don't know why they wind you up, Kate, because I just let it go.
No, it's not it doesn't wind me up. It's just, sometimes when you think you can't talk to some people, you just can't. And it just, I don't know. Son was a great player.
Right. Bob Everett's right. Son was a great player and loyal servant to Spurs. I won't say the word, but would be a better sub nowadays. Yeah, and he's right. That's why I agree with that. I mean, when he had a few seasons ago, he had a down period, didn't he? And I think it was Conte was using him as a sub, and when he come on, he was doing really well as a sub.
Yeah. Before we go, because I am going to go in a minute. You can't argue with idiots; they beat you with experience. Manchester City go away tonight. Chang, to Real Madrid. Is it 3-2? I think it was 3-2. Scoreline in the home game. We watched it, Jim. Was it 3-2?
Yeah, it was 3-2. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that Man City have ever won against Real Madrid in a Champions League game.
But that doesn't mean they won't win.
Hang on, can you let me finish, Mr. Real Madrid up there? Do you see Man City overturning this deficit and getting through in the Champions League, or do you think Real Madrid are going to be too strong?
Is that me or Chang?
No, it's for Chang. I thought he was pondering the question.
I am pondering the question honestly because this is going to be a tough one to call. Much like the Bayern and Celtic game late last night, I thought it was going to be a foregone conclusion even before the kickoff whistle, and yet Celtic was so close. They were so close to winning the second leg and bringing it to extra time against Bayern Munich, and that really pulled off a upset for me. But I think having said that, I think tonight's game is going to be a draw as well. I think Real Madrid are just going to soak it up and try and hit City on a counter, because the only way City are going to get through is if they win, and they will need to throw everything at Madrid, which I think Madrid is going to play to their advantage, which is why this has the makings of a draw. But to answer your question, Miss Kate, I think this might be a bit too much to ask of City, given the way they've been floundering this season. So yes, I think this is Real Madrid's to lose, but I still am leaning towards a draw tonight and Madrid to go through on aggregate.
Look, I don't see. I think Madrid win it. I wouldn't be surprised. Someone said 3-2. I wouldn't be surprised if it's maybe 2-0, 2-1. But I do think Madrid will be too strong and will win the game. I don't think Celtic deserved to win last night, Angus. I think a draw was a fair result from what I saw. The thing is, they held on. I disagree with that. I know you do. You thought they were very good.
I thought Celtic were the better team last night.
So
I watched the whole match. Whole match. And at half time, Celtic could have been 3-0 up.
Correct.
If they'd have had their shooting boots on, they could have been 3-0 up.
Schmeichel was fantastic in goal for Celtic.
Yeah, I've removed Mr. Buckfast and banned him. Sorry, I can't be having your waffle.
Well, what's he said now?
He's just riling the chat up, and he's just a div. Sorry, if you're going to come in the room, I don't care. We'll have anyone in here, any team. But you've got to be respectful. It's still a Tottenham channel, and he's just calling people out and just being a bit of a dickhead. I haven't got time for dickheads. Good morning, Ian Ferguson. Good to see you.
Ian.
You're definitely not a dickhead, Ian. We like you. Celtic made Bayern look crap, says Angus. Like I say, I think Real Madrid get through tonight. Jim, do you, or do you see City turning it round?
Well, look, I'm going to go for City win tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that they go there and they win. I'm not saying they're going to go through, but I think that they'll win.
Okay, well, it'll make it exciting if they do. I don't see it myself, but you never know. I'm going to leave it there because I've got a banging headache. I've got a show at 5 and I need to eat.
Yeah, my stomach's been rumbling.
What a surprise. It never bloody stops. Mr. Chang, obviously we haven't got any more shows here this week, and the next show will probably be Tuesday next week, so I drive home on Monday. So what have you got going on in between?
Currently I have nothing on. Possibly maybe a return to the pre-match pump-up crew, assuming that there is a vacancy that needs to be filled, and I think Senor Garcia has all but confirmed that he will be available to host this coming weekend's pre-match pump-up. So that could be a possible destination for me, but nothing is set in stone just yet. So assuming that you will still be doing a post weekend review after Monday. I think
Yeah,
what was
it'll
it?
be on Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, Tuesday. Yep. So yeah, then that will be the next time I'm going to be on YouTube. But apart from that, I have nothing on currently. And yeah, looking forward to the pre-match pump up if I do get selected. But other than that, I will just keep my schedule free and available. But absolutely loving this lack of a midweek congestion to really throw the spanner in my schedule. But yeah, right now I'll just take it one show at a time. Not going to get too preoccupied, and just going to kick back and relax and enjoy Saturday. Having said that, thank you as always, Miss Kate, for having me on, Miss Kate. Even though this is a Wednesday show, I don't usually do Wednesday shows, but I just do it whenever I'm available. And looking forward to next Tuesday show at noon. Win, lose or draw. Come on, you Spurs.
Exactly that. I think Jose is actually Jose is actually doing the pre-match pump up, and probably I don't know if he's organising the guests. I will speak to him. But the following one on the Wednesday night is against Man City, and we've got Lee the Dorset Spur coming on for his debut, and James Flower coming on for his debut. So that's on Wednesday the 26th. I'm back tonight at 5 on Footy Judge Mo with 4 other people. I think we're just doing a Premier League review, something, I don't know, but it's always good fun going on with Mo. Jimbo, you want anywhere?
No, I'm on the sofa and I'm on the woods walking, and I'm on the woods walking the dog. So that's where I'm on.
Yeah, so like I say, there'll be no more shows now till Tuesday. Apologies for that. We may do a little shorts, I don't know, but hopefully I won't do a little short when I've had a drink on Saturday night. Well, that could be quite messy. But thanks to everyone for watching. Please do smash a like on the way out. Jim, anything you want to say before we go to end the stream?
No,
hang on. Can I just say big up to Francis, who's a gooner, came in respectful, done a super chat. Thank you so much for the support. Spurs GC TV, Graham, been a member for 12 months. And Angus, I did mean to tell you that Haaland's injury wasn't serious. They thought it was, but apparently not. Karaoke night, please. We must do that one time. But yeah, go on, Jimbo.
No, I was just going to say, we got Arsenal fans coming here. They're really respectful, and I like them. They're good guys. But when you get an idiot like the one you've just banned, there's no need for it. You can come in here and you can have a bit of banter, and we all banter each other about our clubs because we're Arsenal and we're Tottenham. But it doesn't mean that you can't like each other and be respectful. When you get someone like that just trying to rile it up, we don't want them in here. What you've done was the right thing. Get rid of him.
Yeah, I've done a redirect.
We don't need subs like that. He probably hadn't even subbed, but you don't need people like that.
I have done a redirect to Ben,
Chelsea fans.
Who's live at 2 for Brewing Bollocks. So make sure you go over at 2 o'clock. You will be redirected there, so you can smash a like there and go back. But yeah, anything to say, or shall I just end the stream, Jim?
No,
I don't know if you want to do one of your violent speeches.
We're going to smash Ipswich. Definite.
And bloody hell, Drew, 15 months a member. I can't believe it. I don't know where the time's gone. But yeah.
Well, she must have been one of the first members, Kate, because I think that was about the time you could take members and super chats.
Yeah. I'm not saying that, Angus, but have a good day. Great stream. Have a great day, everyone. Be nice to one another. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs.
Giving opinions with no regret. Smashing the top bins like in the onion net. Talking the talk with Kate and Jim. And walking the walk, just listen in. The perfect match. Kate and Jim getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews. reviews, opinions and laughter. Mix and transfer news, it's what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin, while Kate's Mickey has a name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like Lenny stop robbing, or she's just flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match.